Hi, and welcome to another edition of King Crush Thursdays, the series where we highlight and uplift Black men because, frankly, not too many people are doing it. My name is Val Gay, and I am thrilled and honored to bring to you yet another king. This amazing man is a musician, a composer, an arranger, an organist, an educator, a scholar, a writer, a husband, a father, a son, a friend. And so I'd love for you to meet my friend, Dr. Jay Fluellen. Hi, Jay.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you're here, Jay, and thank you so much for being a part of this series. As you know, we are creating a repository of questions and answers, the same 6 questions and answers, with the goal of inspiring young kings who may or may not have a community of positive Black men in his life. He can come to this repository and read these same questions and hear a myriad of different answers in the hopes that he will have guidance and instruction and inspiration. And then similarly, for the rest of us who are neither male or even Black, for the rest of us to get an insight into what men are thinking, particularly Black men and particularly Black American men who are often silenced in our society. And so I want to give you the opportunity to share with us. And so with that, I'm going to jump right into the first question, which is, what does manhood mean to you?
Well, first off, just thank you for creating this forum. I really believe so deeply in everything that you were trying to do with this, particularly in just creating these messages, creating this opportunity for us to express ourselves. So I really appreciate that. Manhood really means there's two important things for me. The first is self-care and thinking about ways in which we can build our inner strength as males so that we can be of service to others. I think service is such an important part of our responsibility as men in this society, and then additionally as an African American man in this society. The second is to be a positive role model. I really try and live my life as much as possible in a positive light, to role model that for men younger than who I am. I work in high school, so I try and be that positive influence on my students as well as my son. And those are just the two really important things for me. And being a consistently positive, uplifting the people around me. And I think that that's just our responsibility as men in our society.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So, Jay, who and or what is important to you?
Well, the pandemic has really helped me refocus everything on my priorities in terms of what's important. And at the top of that list is my family, my wife, my children. My mom is in the area. I have aunts and uncles in the area. So family, and even in this environment where we may not get to see each other, I was just on Zoom with my mom and my sister and my brother, and so we've been doing like weekly Zoom meetings. So it's even using the technology just to try and continue those connections or continue those relationships with family have been so important. And then outside of my biological family, I have two other important families: my Northeast High School family and my African Episcopal Church of St. Thomas family. And in Northeast, it's been interesting in the virtual environment. Same thing, building relationships with my students. It's all about using that technology to continue to build those relationships and build that sense of community. My choir has just been doing amazing things. They've been embracing all kinds of different ways of making music. And I teach a tech class, I teach a piano class, and the technology has in some ways allowed us to continue in some really important ways. And then at St. Thomas, similar things. I've been working with Father Shaw, our pastor, and Quentin Howard, who's a videographer, a member, who has just taught himself how to do amazing things with videography. So we've been doing pre-recorded services since March, and we've just created this amazing presence online through Facebook. And so I'm thankful for that. And those relationships in all of those family realms energize and feed me. So those are really the most important things to me right now.
That's really wonderful. Excellent. Thank you. So, Jay, how do you want us to see you?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, and I had to think about. I feel I want to be seen as a work in progress. I am I'm a lifelong learner. I am constantly pushing myself to learn new things. I am constantly looking for new opportunities to learn. And so, no matter how accomplished I am as an educator or a pianist or a composer, I'm always working on something new. And I just I want to be seen as I'm not done yet, and I think sometimes we kind of, particularly with social media, sometimes we kind of get caught in like this one moment in time. But I really want people to see that one moment as a part of a continuum of things that I'm not done. I have more things to say. I have more music to write. I have more lessons to learn and be more engaging as a teacher. Again, the technology with teaching has really pushed me, and I've had to learn new skills. And so I always want to be better tomorrow than I am today. I want to be a better teacher tomorrow than I am today, a better pianist, a better composer, a better father, a better husband, So yeah, just see me as a work in progress.
That's awesome. Excellent. Thank you so much. Jay, what is your epic dream?
I love this question because I never get to think about it very much, but I do have this epic dream of having my own recording studio. And I'd like the recording studio to be big enough to house an entire orchestra. And I would produce music of African American composers as well as African diaspora composers. And it would just be this place where composers and musicians could just come together and work on music. And I would be the one behind the board, and I would help. If they needed me to play a piano line, I could do that, or I would just, it would just be this place where we could document some of the amazing music that's being created by my colleagues, and then of course some of my music as well. I would want to work in. My composition has really been interesting since March. I'm feeling freer in a lot of ways in my composition. And so the recording studio would be kind of an extension of all of that.
That's awesome. And I can't wait for this epic dream to come true. I look forward to this. So, Jay, I think you actually have answered this next question implicitly in your other answers, but I want to ask you explicitly. Dr. Jay, who are you?
I think ultimately I am a composer. I started writing music at the age of 11. And being a composer puts me in touch with every aspect of humanity. And I think, so being a composer allows me to really think deeply about what makes us human. And I really connect with that. And I try and, in my music, try and express myself in ways that I can't do verbally. I can express through music. And so I use composition as a tool to express ideas and to hopefully help me connect with other people, connect with my family. I've written music for almost every member of my family. I wrote a piece for my brother this past year for his birthday, called "Perseverance is Our Legacy." I use composition as that tool, as that way of speaking almost, and that's the essence of who I am.
That's awesome. Excellent. Excellent. I look forward to hearing that music. So here we are already at question 6, which is there anything that I should have asked you that you wish I had, or that, what did I miss? What did I miss?
Well, there is one question I was thinking of that would have been interesting to ask, and that is, what is my favorite food to cook? So I love cooking. I do a lot of the cooking in the house, most of the cooking in the house for dinner. And my wife is from Puerto Rico. We've been married for 29 years. And so I love Puerto Rican cuisine, and I love cooking Puerto Rican cuisine. And one of my favorite dishes that I love to make is this dish called piñón. And piñón is basically like lasagna, except for the pasta is substituted with fried plantains. So it has this ground meat stuffing, and you fry plantains and you create the layers like lasagna. Now there's a variation called pastelón. I just made it like last night actually, where you mash the plantains and then you have the ground meat in there, and it's really delicious. So yeah, I love to cook and never get asked about it. So
That's awesome. Well, I didn't know that you love to cook. That is going to play some parts in my life going forward, I can imagine. And but it sounds amazing, and how wonderful. And thank you so much, because here we are already at the end of this. And I just wanted to just acknowledge who you are in the world. One of the things that is also a part of this series is that we're highlighting what I call successful Black men. And success is defined not by only what you do for a living, but who you are in the world, who you are in the lives of your family, your friends, your community, and the positive impact that you're making. And you are a giant among us. And I'm so grateful, a gentle man, gentle giant. I'm just really grateful for your creativity, your kindness, your thoughtfulness. I've seen you with your students, and it's just really wonderful of seeing how your students have grown and what they learn over the years. I just really appreciate that. And I just wanted in this open and public forum to honor you, my king. And I just pray Godspeed with you, and that you will continue to grow and deepen your knowledge, and that your epic dream will indeed come true, because I'm going to get a ticket and figure out a way to record in there. Maybe a composition of my own, or singing someone else's composition. Hint, hint, hint. Yeah. But I wanted to thank you so much, and thank you for joining us for this interview. Please stay tuned for next week for an interview with yet another amazing king. In the meantime, if there is a Black man in your life who's making a positive impact and you want to highlight him in this forum, please do so by clicking the link below or in my bio, or DMing me, and I will take it from there. In the meantime, please remember to spread love and have a great day. Thanks so much. Thank you, Jay. That was great. Thank you so much.
Yes, this felt good.